Hey, this is Roman at Car Tips. This is going to be a short step-by-step video of how to fix dents in your car or truck. And this will be up to the priming stage. Anyway, as you see, I have the area I'm going to work on masked all the way around so you don't scratch up moldings or other repair areas that you don't want to scratch up, such as the drawer here. So I'll be taking a mini die grinder here and stripping it down to bare metal. This is so later we can weld a dent puller stud to it and we'd be able to pull it out. And this is the tool I'm going to be using. It's called a panel beater brand, and basically you weld it on and you use the slide hammer to push it right back out. Pull the dent out, I mean. So first thing, you push the button, you weld it, then you beat it back out. This is before you apply the body filler or bog onto the vehicle. In this whole panel, it's actually wavy, really hard to see in the camera, but I'll be repairing this whole panel here. So at this point, you weld the stud to the panel by pushing the button, and just really quick, just a second, and then you pull, and it pulls the panel. And then when you're done, you just twist the stud, your handle, and it comes right off. Really easy. It's a really nice machine. It costs actually a few grand though, so and if you're not a body guy, I wouldn't recommend investing into that. But yeah. Now, of course, you don't have to buy that $3 tool. You can go to any Autobody tool mart and they'll sell you a cheaper variation of that if you're a home DIY guy. So now I'm just going to clean up the burns from the welds, and it'll be ready to sand. So now it's ready to sand. I'm going to use a 6-inch DA with 80 grit sandpaper. Or you could just use sandpaper by hand, of course. As you can see, there is a high spot in the center of the panel and then a low spot in the center of that. This indicates a wavy panel that I couldn't show you earlier. After blowing off the dust, I'm ready to apply the body filler. I like to use a 3M brand. Just mix it up with a little bit of hardener. I just eyeball it. I think it's like 10% of hardener, typically, to whatever you have on the mixing board. So make sure to mix it up nice and well until the filler is a solid color. And all these body tools and materials, they're all sold at your local auto body painting industrial store. So as you apply your body filler on the car, make sure to do it nice and quick so it doesn't harden before you're done applying it. Also, try and apply it in smooth, even strokes. That way it'll be easier to sand if it's not all nasty and messy looking. I had to heat it up because it was really cold outside to speed up the curing process, but it wasn't so bad. Once again, I'm using the same sander and the same 80 grit sandpaper that's on it for the first layer of sanding, the outer layer. Now you grab 100 grit sandpaper on blocks so you can sand it by hand, and this ensures that the panel is sanded straight, so it doesn't, because when you sand with a sander you can't make a panel super straight. The only way to do that is sanding it with blocks by hand. These are the low spots and high spots I'm pointing at, so that indicates it needs more bog and more sanding. So now I'll be applying finishing glaze, and it's the same thing as the body filler I used before, but it's thinner, so it will run easier. But that's made so it fills in the little pores. So once again, make sure to mix it till it's a solid color, mix it really well, and apply it the same way basically. It'll just fill in the minor imperfections and the pores made in your first coat of body filler. So after it cures, you're actually going to sand it with sanding blocks, but this time you'll be using 150 grit, so it's a finer sandpaper because it's the finishing glaze. After you are satisfied with the level of straightness on the body panel, you're gonna sand it down with 400 grit by hand. This is just kind of to blend feather out your repair areas. Then you mask it up and you shoot it with some primer. I do 2 to 3 coats. I think 2 coats was enough for this project. It's a small panel to repair. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope this video helps.